Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim again saluted Bruno Fernandes and said he is desperate to help his perfect captain win trophies. Fernandes fired Manchester United into the last 8 with another skipper's performance at Old Trafford. After going behind to an early Mikel Oyarzabal spot kick, Fernandes calmly rolled in 2 penalties and struck a superb third as Amorim'S side saw off Real Sociedad to set up a quarter-final clash with Lyon. The win, capped by a Diogo Dalot strike in added time, means United remain the only unbeaten team in European competition and keeps their troubled season alive. And Amorim declared Bruno is the perfect captain for our team, and we need to help him win titles because he deserves them. When we need him, he is always there. The 4-1 win was the best performance under Amorim, and the United manager was clearly delighted, saying we did a very complete exhibition. We feel we can go to the next stage. We feel we can go to another stage. This game was good for the club, for the players, and for the fans. I felt that we were ready for this kind of game. I felt the team was full of confidence. We showed a bit of the future. United were helped by referee Benoit Bastien, who sent off John Aramburu just after the hour mark, with the home side 2-1 up, for denying Patrick Dorgu a goal-scoring opportunity only 15 yards inside the Real Sociedad half. But they did not need any help as they put up their best display for some time. Fernandes, though, was not getting carried away, saying, "We have a long way to go, but we are confident if we focus on every game and have the right mentality, we can win games. The progress will be seen if we get results." At this club, it is all about results. There was an unusual incident towards the end of the game when United appeared to be given a third penalty, only for Dorgu to tell the referee he had not been fouled. Amorim smiled. It is the right thing to do, so I'm quite proud of him, but I cannot say if it is 0-0 or losing. I have the same response. Manchester United have been told they need to write a cheque to get Harry Maguire to leave and rid the dressing room of disease. The 32-year-old has experienced a mixed time at Old Trafford since becoming the world's most expensive defender in 2019. The Red Devils forked out £80 million to sign Maguire from Leicester, but he came close to leaving for West Ham in the summer of 2023 after struggling to find his feet. The England star has enjoyed a renaissance under Ruben Amorim this season, leading to the club triggering a 1-year extension to his contract in January. The decision was taken after he was initially expected to leave this summer, following the expiry of his original deal. However, despite the uptick in Maguire's form, United are now being urged to pay up his £190,000 a week contract and send him on his way. The call was made by former Liverpool and Aston Villa striker Dean Saunders, who believes widespread changes are needed to rid the disease in the dressing room, with United currently languishing in 14th in the Premier League table. The ex-Wolves and Wrexham manager said letting Maguire go would enable Amorim to make room for much-needed improvements. Saunders made his comments on TalkSport after United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe claimed the club would be bankrupt by Christmas this year if he did not introduce controversial cost-cutting measures. "People don't realise that being backed by an owner of a club is not all about bringing players in," said Saunders. "It's writing cheques to get rid of the disease in the dressing room. If you let that disease keep going, it gets bigger and bigger. For example, they've tried to sell Harry Maguire about 5 times, and obviously nobody can afford his wages. You've got to write a cheque to Harry Maguire and say, off you go. Then at least you've got a dressing room that's all pulling in the same direction. That's just as important as bringing players in." Saunders believes United have struggled to find value for money in the transfer market since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. He highlighted the sum of more than £80 million which the club paid to sign winger Antony from Ajax in September 2022 as an example of their failings. The Brazilian has scored only 12 goals in 96 appearances for United and was sent out on loan to Real Betis in January, with his long-term future up in the air. Saunders said, "If you look back at when Fergie left, they've appointed some really good managers, paying the top wages to every player. and not succeeding for this amount of time. They've paid over the odds. Arsenal were getting ripped off in the transfer market, but Man United are unbelievable. I don't want to be hypercritical of him, because I know how hard it is to play at that level, but look at Antony's transfer fee, and you wonder why you're bankrupt. Saunders also suggested the Glazer family would have been delighted at Ratcliffe buying into the club to distract from their own shortcomings. He added, "They must be thinking, we've had a right result here because he's taking all the flack. He's gone to Manchester United, and he must have known that they were in a bit of trouble when he's had a look at the books." Mason Mount has been branded one of the worst signings ever by former Manchester United star Paul Parker. Mount joined United from Chelsea for £60 million in 2023, but has spent much of the time since injured and unavailable for selection. Parker pulled no punches in his brutal assessment of Mount, claiming the England midfielder's signing had turned out to be a catastrophe and branded him a disaster. And in a further swipe at Mount, Parker claimed Chelsea would have been ecstatic at getting such a big fee for a player who only had a year left on his contract. "Mason Mount is one of the worst signings ever," said Parker. "Like, in the history of football. It's literally a catastrophe. He's a disaster. And he was that in Chelsea as well, so I can't get my head around why United decided to bring him in. I have always said that I don't know what his best position is. I don't know what he is good at. And even worse, I don't think he knows either. Of course, it is a shame for him that he's always injured. But is he really injured? I don't know. But it seems like he very easily gets in a shape where he can't or doesn't want to play football. I'm sure he's a good lad, 100%, but he doesn't have the level to play for United. And he is not the only one. I'm well aware of that. He might not even be the biggest problem, but he's just not helping the team, and that's regardless of whether he's playing or not. I hope the club and him can find a solution, because that would be the best for everyone. Chelsea are ecstatic that they managed to get rid of him. They helped him financially, but more than that, they got so many players who are not just one level, but levels above him. Mount is currently sidelined by a hamstring injury and is not expected back until the end of next month to sum up a difficult season that has seen him start just 4 Premier League games this season. The England international also struggled with fitness issues last season after a calf and hamstring problems kept him out for nearly 5 months, with the player starting only 5 league games of that campaign. He has only managed 33 appearances in all competitions for the Red Devils. Manchester United's hopes of signing Viktor Gyökeres have been hit with a huge blow after revealing the 3 clubs he would sign for. The Swedish striker has been linked with a move to Old Trafford for some time, rumours that have only intensified since Ruben Amorim'S arrival at the club. United's distinct lack of goals over the campaign has also led to even more suggestions that the Red Devils need to add to their front line. But it looks like Gyökeres will not be the man they will sign. According to reports in Portugal, Gyökeres has already named the clubs he would be willing to sign for, and United do not feature. As per A Bowler, Gyökeres would prefer a transfer to the Red Devils' Premier League rivals Liverpool, Arsenal or Manchester City, with it being inevitable he leaves the Portuguese giants this coming summer. Much like United, Mikel Arteta's side are in dire need of a new forward, while Liverpool could be looking for a replacement for Mohamed Salah sooner rather than later. City look unlikely to make a move, with Erling Haaland already at the club, while they also signed Egyptian forward Omar Marmoush in January. Sporting Lisbon president Frederico Varandas has already spoken out on Gyökeres' future and refused to confirm whether he could leave in the summer. Speaking in February, he said Gyökeres was leaving in the summer, a year and a half ago. Gyökeres was going to leave anyway. We were champions and he was already leaving. He added in January it was impossible and it remained so. I'm not going to add to it. It's already very media driven and it's not worth talking about the summer market. Premier League sides could potentially face competition for his signature. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and PSG are all touted as potential destinations. Gyökeres, 26, has enjoyed some stunning form for Sporting, having netted 82 goals in 90 appearances since signing from Coventry. But United icon Rio Ferdinand still does not believe he is the right addition for his former club. He said, "I don't think he's the guy. I've not watched him loads, but I've probably watched him 3 times really closely. 3 times I've watched him and I've gone, he ain't getting those opportunities in the Premier League. When I see him physically matched, I don't see it. What else is there? That's the questions I'm asking. Is there enough after he's physically matched to get a goal? Physicality is a massive thing in the game today. A Ruben Amorim team need physicality and runners, but there's no real physicality in this squad. It just isn't there.